talk about it. Let's talk about it. Do you even need a dating coach? So I know you're like, okay, I'm going through the internet. I'm seeing all these people that are saying they're coaches, but personally, you know what you need. Personally, you know if you need guidance, you know if you need special assistance. So most of my clients are women that are high earners. They've done really good at school, university, college. They are thriving in their careers. I'm talking about big bonuses, like 40,000 bonuses in their job, like not even including their salary. And then I have other clients who are maybe lash techs or nail techs or any of those sort of careers. And I find that they are successful at getting clients. They are successful at just moving up and moving up. And if you have went to college or you've gotten some sort of skill, it required you having a teacher. It required you working with someone who had already made the mistakes before. You know, a lot of us, we don't necessarily need to be pushed to do something, but sometimes we need accountability. I know when I was on my journey, I didn't even know how to date. I mean, dating wasn't taught. You know, I was dating in the hookup culture, right? So that was a lot of major fails for me. I had to read books online. You know, I was curious about dating within my race and dating out of my race. I was curious about finding the right person. What did I need to do? And so I had to seek help. So, in my venture of hiring coaches and reading all the dating books, literally becoming obsessed with the dating books, hiring coaches, getting a little bit of this information, a little bit of that information, and then documenting my process and taking all these things I've learned from books, from life, because there's something about life, right? Life sort of does this thing where it gives you a test before it gives you the lesson. So I was going through a lot of getting the test and then having the lesson. And I was ready to start being prepared for the test. So all a dating coach does is get you prepared for the test because life is going to come at you anyway. You're going to meet the person anyway. You're going to meet a person anyway. Why not speed up the process and know exactly what to do? You know, and we give you all this information, but only you know when to break the rules. You have full control, full willpower of saying, well, I'm going to try this a little bit differently. But most of all, you went to college and maybe didn't teach you exactly what you needed to know when you got in the job or on the job market, but it did assist you to be confident in the job market. And when you got there, you're going to do training anyway for that job. It's going to be different from maybe your classmates' jobs, but you have this sort of specialized knowledge where you have confidence that this is something that you could succeed at. So a dating coach simply gives you confidence, gives you guidance, gives you strategy, gives you a lot of embodiment, a lot of empowering, and you make a few less mistakes than you originally would when you were doing it by yourself. And who wants to do it alone? You know, I do believe there's this quote about masterminds when two minds come together and it just creates something extremely incredible. You know, there is no mistake that people have been able to work with me and be married in less than a year. And I'm talking about people get married to, most of my clients have married Black men. A few of my clients have married white men, but the majority of them have married Black men. And a lot of people say, well, you know, Black men, they don't marry, Black men, they don't do this. But these men are marrying these women in less than 8 months. They're marrying them in less than a year. It's happening. Pick your flavor. They're waiting for you. And so I know sometimes we get a lot of advice from our friends, right? So our friends are constantly guiding us and saying, let's do this, or you should text him this. But a lot of times, if our friends aren't already married or haven't already got the results that we want, we're not gonna we're not gonna trust their advice as much. A lot of dating coaches aren't married, but if it is your goal to get married, you must seek coaches that have the evidence, that have the proof, that have had some skin in the game and had to maybe go through a few broken hearts and maybe had to eventually find their partner. And maybe this is a coach who looks like you, or maybe this is a coach whose story you can just simply relate to. These are going to be things that you need to decipher on and be discerning about who will be the best fit for you, whether it comes to affording them. But like, I notice that a lot of people, they'll reach out to me for advice or they'll work with me for a short period of time, which most people work with me for 2 years or more. And I notice when people initially sign up, there's a lot of pulling, a lot of not really wanting to step out there, not really wanting to go on dates, or not really zooming in on a person. Let's say you meet a guy, you zoom in and you're like, I don't know about this. And then they zoom in on this one person. And then when it ends with this one person, they're done working with a coach. But you have to have faith in the things unseen and you have to keep on going. And what is the money going to mean if you actually end up with a man in your bed that you're legally married to, that provides, protects you, and does so much more than that? What is your investment of however long you've invested, 2 years, 6 months? What is that really going to matter if now you're waking up and you have the family of your dreams? What does it really matter? So on my journey, I went through having the typical high school boyfriend that lasted maybe 2 years after high school. And from there, it just was, just being a serial dater, meeting guys. Maybe we get into a relationship for a year or 6 months. One of us ends it. And the repeat cycle of just going on dates, meeting people, it working for a little bit, but not long term, wondering, you know, I didn't think I was perfect. So I was willing to seek more information about why it wasn't working. And I believe that me seeking more information was the greatest gift. Me seeking more information was a gift to myself. Me seeking more information was a gift to my future children, to my legacy. The reason why I was able to pay off all of my debt as soon as I got married, and that pressure just be lifted of being able to look at my account or look at my credit score or travel more than I did when I was single and living on my own, and having someone to travel with and having someone to live a full life with. Right before I met my husband, I had a breakup, and 30 days later, I met him. Initially, I knew something was going to come because I was very faith-led. I was very discerning. I was getting rid of people quickly as soon as I seen something that, because, dating, you get these clues. You get these clues into a person, who a person is, and everything is there up front. But a lot of us don't see it, or we don't look at it as a clue. I started looking at these clues and saying, I don't think so. So getting more discerning and developing my own strategy. And just because you have a strategy when you're dating, it doesn't mean that you're not genuine. You have a strategy when you go and get a trade. You learn the strategy. You have strategy when you're going through college. I'm going to study at this time and do this and do that. And this is how I can pass my trigonometry. class. And so with this strategy, I knew something was coming because I was confident in this strategy. I had talked to so many coaches and I was already a coach myself on mindset, and I couldn't wait to transition my business once I got the result I wanted, because there was no point in starting and not having the result. I didn't want to be a single dating coach. So make sure the coach that you're seeking, whether it's me or it's someone else, they have the result that you want, or they have a lot of client successes when it comes to making sure there's marriage. And you have to be careful who you seek advice to. If someone really, really had a really bad dating life, they're going to give you things from that perspective. If someone has had a divorce, they're going to give you insight from that failed perspective. I'm not saying that they're a failure, but they did have a failed marriage. And I get it. We have all these divorce parties, but at the same time, I don't really understand it. I'm saying a mouthful. Let me see who is in the chat. Let's see here. Okay, perfect. So yes, so it's up to you to be discerning about the best coach for you. It's up to you to see through the BS when it comes to getting the result you need. It's up to you to get through it. So I know I had it when I first got in the business. I got someone married within, they were already in a relationship and they got married within, let's say, 8 months. This partner was not ready to make a really big commitment, like living together or getting married. And we changed that all around. He had free will. There was no manipulation. There was only different strategies. He had free will to say, I don't want marriage or anything like that. And instead, he took that free will and he took my client on the most fabulous vacation I've ever seen in my life. I believe it was like one of the islands, Greece or the Maldives or Maldives. It was one of those locations, and he proposed. Now, your results will be different from the next person, but it's up to you to stay the course. It's up to you to sort of, I had another client. She worked with me, and when she first got started, she said, I seen you helped in helping so and so get married. I would like the same, but I really don't know what I'm getting into. And she didn't know what she was getting into. But at the end of it, we both know what she got into. She got the most amazing, loving partner. And now she is with child. So I just want to be careful because I think my internet may go out. But with that being said, it's up to you to be discerning about who you pick as a coach. And also, I have a program. I haven't done a program in a while, so I know I'm going to over deliver like crazy, but it's going to be steps for your dating life that get you from being just his girlfriend or from just being single and going on date after date to being his number one. Marriage. Like, it just speeds up the process. So it's literally called Speed. It's a program that's going to be going from September 11th to September 28th. And I can't wait to see you there. And I'll put the links below for you to join, and the price will be increasing soon. But I would love to have you if you maybe don't want to work one-on-one with a coach yet, but you sort of want to get started, see what it's about, learn some foundational steps for what a relationship needs to get sped up into marriage. And also, it's for you if you don't see 2 years as the lucky number of when to get married. I am interested in working with clients who want to be married in less than 2 years. So I want you to join if that sounds like you. And also, if you meet men online or offline, this is for you. I don't know if I said that already.